So a month ago today, this artist was on the Joe Rogan Experience, and I think on this list that I have, there are 4 artists. So Gary Clark Jr., George Simpson, Zach Bryan, and Charles Wesley Godwin have all been on JRE. Maybe Shooter Jennings, which I'll play later on the show, maybe he's been on there. I don't think so. But Coulter, of course, that's a famous story of they tried to get him on and he was too busy farming. Absolutely legend. Of course, I'm going to play Coulter. That's kind of the meat and the potatoes of this podcast. But I soaked up that Charles Wesley Godwin interview. Such a good interview. And I learned a lot about who he was and who he, his thought process, on writing songs. And I kind of wondered why he signed a deal with Big Loud, which is kind of interesting. He's on the same label. Big Loud is snatching up a lot of these artists. Like that Steven Wilson Jr. guy, which I don't know if you've heard of him. He's different, but he's killer, dude. He's freaking good. But Big Loud is really surprising. The same label as Morgan Wallen and Florida Georgia Line. They're snatching up these real deal country artists, and also there's some other labels out there that are snatching up some artists that I've posted, and they've commented on this channel. And there was one recently that signed to Big Machine, and so hats off to them. Congratulations to them. I do think that staying independent is the way to go. You can obviously keep more money and all that kind of stuff, but I do understand that it's good to have a team around you and help you grow and market your stuff and send your stuff to radio. And I think it's cool that, I want Charles Wesley Godwin on the radio. I want Zach Bryan on the radio. I want these artists on the radio. So I hope that happens. I hope that they put him on the radio right next to Morgan Wallen. I mean, that's freaking awesome. That's kind of the goal, to hear the story, and I posted it about a month ago whenever it came out, right at the 11th of January, that interview came out. But to hear, he was struggling during COVID, and a lot of artists were struggling. Like, I remember seeing interviews, like the big interview, or the big video that I remember seeing was from Zach Brown, of all people. Zach Brown, the dude is worth millions of dollars, and the first week of COVID, he went on Instagram and he was crying about not being able to pay his people. I'm like, dude, you're worth like $100 million or whatever. Like, and I understand that's not like actual numbers, and I get it. But there's other like John Party and Morgan Wallen. It's tough. Like, and these people, they make the most of their money on the road. Like, they don't make money on streaming unless they own their stuff. And that's why I can't figure out, like an Upchurch or like a Tom McDonald or those guys. They're pretty they're probably one of the biggest independent artists out there, as far as numbers and albums. And until this year, Upchurch has really never toured. He's going on a tour, I think, this year. But and that's why I couldn't figure out. I was like, how is this guy? I know he's getting millions of streams, but I've also heard of like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg he got like what was it? Like, he was complaining about his biggest song got like this crazy amount of streams, like millions and millions, like billions of streams, and it was like $50,000 or something like that. So, but if you own your stuff, if you own your masters and you own and people actually buy your music, which I think Upchurch is his crew, the Creek Squad or whatever, it's a loyal fan base. So if you have that, people actually buying the album instead of going to streaming. And this is what I want people to do when they hear music on this channel. Go and support the artist. Go and buy their album. Go to iTunes. Go to their website. Buy a physical CD if you want. But give them money. Support them. And that's kind of the whole point of that's what radio to me is. It's a marketing thing. And that's, when you hear a song on the radio, you go see a concert. That's the whole point of radio, is like advertising things, or promoting. But radio, to me, in my opinion, country radio has kind of gone off the rails, and it's not really about country music anymore. It's about it's about trying to reach the wider audience. It's not about like reaching the country audience. It's about reaching the wider audience. Like, let's not appeal to the country base. Let's appeal to all the other people that's not in the country base, if that makes sense. Like they're trying to appeal to like people in the metropolitan areas, like the cities. They want to get those people in because that's where the bigger money is. They can do the shows. They can do the shows in these bigger cities. So I don't know. It's just that's why I started this channel. I'm gonna keep on saying that. Like, that's where I started this channel. Is just doing that. But Charles Wesley Godwin is a great, fantastic artist, and he told the story of Family Ties. I'm going to play Family Ties, but I actually like 2 Weeks Gone and also Q Country Roads, and it's good to see people like Zach Bryan bringing him out on tour and helping him out, and he's a amazing artist, and I'm so glad that I hope that Joe Rogan has more people on like him. He needs to have these people. Like he's in Texas. He needs to have these guys from Texas on, like the Ellis Boyer band and all. Like that would be that'd be killer. But there is another artist that she's not really country, but she's from LA. I think she's in the band Honey Honey. They're on that on this playlist, but I didn't include it. But I think Suzanne Sarandon, I think that's her name. Is that a? Let me fact check that. Jamie pulled that up. No, I was kidding. Suzanne. Yeah, Suzanne Santo. She's in. I think she's in Honey Honey or the Honey Drops or whatever it is. Or am I just thinking that? Anyway, I think she's in a band, and she moved to Austin, but she's really hardcore as well. Like she was like the only, besides Ted Nugent actually, and a couple other people performed on. I did an acoustic set, and I thought that was really good on there on JRA. Anyway, I'm going kind of on rabbit trails here. Here is Family Ties, Charles Wesley Godwin. Check it out. And go check out the interview with Joe Rogan if you haven't seen it. Really good stuff.